Why so serious?
Hello and welcome out to this week's episode of the Gamers Council. Man, this is gonna be a fun one tonight. First of all, I hope everybody had a great holiday so far, and of course, New Year's is coming up pretty soon. And oh man, that means the end of the year and all this gamer talk about what's going to happen soon and all the things we'll be finding out about and things are so exciting to talk about tonight. And Hargeet's gonna spill the beans. I'm just kidding. Hargeet's like, what? No, I'm not. I'm just playing. I'm just messing with him. Oh goodness, Hargeet, how you doing, buddy? You doing all right?
Yeah, doing well. Yeah, I had a little fun over the weekend. I've been playing some games. Played a little Path of Exile 1. I haven't played 2 yet because apparently you have to pay for it. So, but it's early access. But yeah, started Path of Exile. So I've been playing Yakuza. Played some other games. Finished those up. So yeah,
very cool.
Gaming.
Very cool. Very cool. And we also have with us first time on the council, Demoflow Gaming. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hey man, how you doing? Just happy to be here talking game as usual. Shout out to the whole panel, to Pixel BG and Hargeet and Joseph. Thank you for having me. Shout out to the chat, the most important people out here, community, man. I love being here. So let's get it going, man. Just happy to be here.
Sounds fantastic. That sounds like a plan. And I tell you,
Yes.
we are blessed to have with us again a legend in the community. I will say it right here and now. Pixel BG, how you doing, sir?
You are certainly not talking about me, sir.
I'm talking about you, sir. Yes.
I don't know about all that, but I'll take the accolades. Appreciate the invite, gentlemen. Happy holidays and all that, whatever you want to call it. But a new year's upon us, so let's go.
Exactly. It sure is. It sure is. So we have they have this little thing about, look, if you want to do a super chat, cool. If you don't want to do a super chat, you don't have to. It's not a big deal. But there's some kind of new little gimmick they're throwing at us. So I did it at the absolute lowest setting. If somebody wants to do that, there it is. But it's in the chat. So yeah, so we have over 70 people watching us so far. A couple on X, over 60 on YouTube, and none so far on Twitch. Man, we just really got our Twitch numbers up, Hargeet. I don't know what's going on. What's up, man? I don't know. We'll get there. But I guess we already got a couple of super chats. If we want to jump on those, Hargeet, do you want to pull them up, or you want me to?
I got it. All right. I don't know if it's Onyx Gaming or Onyx Gaming. $2. Shout out to my boy Dirt on the panel. Dirt.
Too funny. Well, if you want to hear from Dirt, we'll do that.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
There you go. There's always a little Dirt.
Adidas 20 $5. What's up, everyone? What up, Demo? What up to Demo? Like Dirt, I got to meet him in person. Hargeet, send me some olives. All right, we'll do the olives. There you go. See if I get that one. There we go. Some olives.
There you go. And Demo, apparently Adidas is a big fan of yours because he specifically said, you got to get Demo on the show. I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. Let's get him on. There you go.
Shout out to Adidas 20, man. He always active in the community. He's always trying to connect everybody with each other. So I really appreciate that. And that's the beauty of the Xbox community, man. Like nobody make it happen like us. The word is out there now, and more than ever. Now we can see what we're doing out here, trying to connect with each other, trying to game, trying to play games. That's what this is all about, man. It's all love. So shout out to him, man.
Exactly. And Hargeet, do you mind reading this one as a comment from our buddy Farq?
Farq. Oh no, not Demo. Why did you get him on WebDave? JK. Always great seeing Demo. Good dude.
Exactly. Well, all I can say is, Farq, I'm sure, Farq, sometime throughout the night, you'll have some kind of wonderful representation of
Oh, he's
demo that,
already
that we
done
can
some
share.
for demo before. He's
No,
definitely
Yeah,
so
he's
sweet.
definitely got
It's so
some
wonderful.
nice
I'm
images.
sure there's something you can.
Shout out to Oni X Game with that dirt slander early in the morning, my friend. Shout out.
Yeah, I love it. It's awesome. It's
Is
awesome.
that Dirt's wife fiance? Y'all get it. They get it
Oh.
popping.
Wow.
The chat is getting it popping.
You gotta love it, man. You gotta absolutely love it. The chat, they're so much fun, man. They're great, and the members of the community that are here and that'll jump in and out throughout the night. We appreciate you so much, man. But we're here to talk some gaming, and I'm gonna start this off easy because we can get some more people in here, and we will pop in some stuff in there. Fark, you stay awake now. Wake up. Oh, Red Wolf's here. What's up, buddy? I like it. Red Wolf, I love it. It's awesome when you see Red Wolf.
Good evening.
He's so awesome. So awesome. But yeah, let's see. Let me hit the right button. Hargeet, you love it when I'm just kind of stammering and talking while I'm trying to freeze it. Oh, here it is. So what do you think about this? So Rare decided a little happy holidays from Rare. And whoever's seeing this, I hope you're closing out the new year in style, and or closing out the year in style. And it's a day of fine gifts, finer food. And here's our offering: deluxe PNG for you to enjoy. And that sure looks like well, from what we've
Everwild.
seen of
Yes,
Everwild.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hargeet, I'm going to go to you first on this. What are your thoughts about this? Is this foreboding or is this just a tease?
It could be either, right? It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but like it's been a while. It's been a minute, right? We heard about Everwild. Gosh, was that like in the reveal of the 2020, like the showcase they had, right?
I think so.
yeah,
Of all
like
the
it
games,
was,
right?
yeah.
It's been a minute. They've had a bit of time on this, right? So, Sea of Thieves, was that like 18? When did that come out? 2018, 17, something like that.
Yep.
So it's they're due. They're definitely due. Granted, we have the pandemic in the middle, right? Obviously, that's gonna delay things a bit, but still, they're due. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it in June showcase, this coming June showcase, for maybe next year or whatever, right? So maybe this is them. They're saying, "Hey, look out for us coming in June showcase," or it could be another surprise in the January Dev Direct. Here you go. We're releasing it this year. My only problem is at this point, like it's already stacked. This year's already stacked. I almost don't want them to add another game. It's like just hold off, right? We have plenty of time, slots. Make sure you have something for Jan Feb next year, right? Because what we don't want is another one of those like dry spells in the beginning of the year of 2026. But I don't think that's a possibility anymore. They just have too many games. They have too much to release. So I it is viable that this could be available for release in 2025. But I would say, Rare is doing fine. Sea of Thieves is doing great. Let's just show it in June showcase. Let's get a new showing of it, and then release it maybe in 26 or 27, whenever it's really ready to go. Because now it's not like in that situation where like, oh, we don't have anything, we need to release something. It's like, no, take your time. We're good. We're eating. So, but I assume that's what they're saying. Hey, we're ready to show something this year. That'd be my guess. I'm not expecting it to come out in 25, but it would be nice to see signs of life right here. This is what we got now. We've basically showed you concepts up to now. Now we've got some gameplay to show you, right? That would be the cool thing to show us. What is this game? What is it about? Right. So, let's see that, South of Midnight reveal, right? Where we're like, what is this game? Oh, and then they're like, oh my God, this is great, right? The gameplay comes out and you're like, this looks good, man. Right. That's what we want to see. Like, what is this thing now? Right. So I'd love to see what they have to show. Right. I'm hoping that's what it is. I don't know if it's going to come out this year, though. I mean, 25 this year it's still technically 2024, but you know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Demo, what are your thoughts, buddy? What do you think about this? Oh, you're muted. There we go. Nope, there we go.
Yeah, here we go. My bad.
That's right.
So I mean, 2025 is already stocked for Xbox. So I don't really see them dropping this game on 2025. Especially after the lineup. There's also rumors like about Gears dropping 2025 too or something. I don't know. I hear people talking about it. I don't
Yeah.
believe it, but if that's the case, then where in the hell are you gonna fit this? So that's the big question. So already with South for Midnight, Doom, Outer World, it's already stacked, man. So
Yeah, it is pretty stacked, that's for sure. And we'll kind of discuss that. That's one of those doo-doo Jinkin
yeah.
things that that Dirk Griggly was kind of like, we'll see what happens. I mean, come
Yeah,
on,
suppose we should
speculation's fun.
throw
Yeah.
this in there. It's not too political, right? It's just, hey, one of our presidents unfortunately did pass away today, I guess, right? So
Yep.
R.I.P. to
He was
President
100 years
100,
old.
100
dude.
years, century
100
mark.
years old. Oh,
Yep, that's the person that was blessed a long time.
Yep, exactly. And I still remember my dad getting cans of his brother's, was it Buddy beer or whatever, or Billy beer. Holy Jesus, that was so funny, so fucking funny. Craziness. All right, Pixel Bit. So what do you what are your thoughts on this image when you see this? What does that make you feel?
I mean, it looks like this game still has life, right? So that's always good to see. Do I think it shows up next year? Hell no, of course not. It's not going to. This is rare. They're not going to release it the same year, but they will maybe have it in one of the showcases, so we get a little taste of what they're working on, which would be nice, right? It'd be nice to get an update to see where they're at, since their game is kind of long in the tooth now. So. I mean, Microsoft has a lot of games cooking. If nothing else, they definitely got games. So this will be another one to add to the cooker. So maybe a 2026 release. So we're starting to get our next year lineup in order already, right? So it's good.
They're already looking stacked as well, right?
Yeah,
so
they're going to be the bounty of gaming when they're done with all this, right? Just too much content.
When you want to be the best, when you want to be the biggest, when you want to be the dominant force in gaming,
you need games
to do.
Yeah,
especially when the other team has got no games. Just saying.
No games and no roadmap, but hey, let's go. Number one.
Exactly.
I can't wait for the 2 weeks out now. We have NVIDIA released the potential showcase for Nintendo releasing their console with an entire stacked lineup of games, right, for the launch window. And then we have the whole Jason Ronald thing, which we're going to talk about, right? The handheld stuff. What a way to start the year. I don't see PlayStation in that list, but hey, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah. We will have games, that's for sure. We may not have any money left, but we'll have games.
For sure.
And we have Game Pass.
There you go.
True. That's right. We do have Game Pass. So.
Hargeet, can you read that super chat for me?
Sorry, it's just on me. Red Wolf, hey, what's going on, buddy? $2 community game night chat, make it happen. Yeah, we just had King David just had a sort of game night because that was kind of what their ILP ended up being today. But yeah, we should definitely do some game night stuff. It's been a while. A couple of years ago we used to do it every weekend. We used to play like Halo or pick one of the other games, right? But I haven't really done that in a long time. So it'd be nice to do something like that. Exactly.
Well, what I think what he's referring to is that they have in on YouTube tonight, when I was coming in the chat, they have this new thing. They always like to do little gimmicks and stuff to get people to do super chats because they make money off of it too. That's why they want you to do it. It's like you pick a parameter and it's like have a goal for super chats. So I picked the bottom tier, $2. That was the lowest they could do. And it's like, if we got $22 super chats, then what would you do for that? And I'm like, we'll do a community game night. So there we go.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Do it.
And we'll put it out and play it and let everybody laugh at us. I mean, laugh at me and how bad I am and all that kind of good stuff. So there we go. Man, we got a lot of great members of the community that are jumping in. Plume Network, I saw that. Plume Tony from the Plume Network. Plume, a great video earlier today. I watched. I loved it. Absolutely awesome. So shout out to Plume, to Tony from Plume Network. Also, some other members of the community that are here that are fantastic because I have a fly that comes flying through me. But we have Boss Mod Lethal Papa, the king of the mods, and he's here, keeping the streets safe, keeping it safe for the kids. Isn't that what he says? I love it. I love it. So yeah, and guys, please don't forget to hit the like button, share this out if you can, and then definitely subscribe if you haven't if you like this content, as Dirt would say. If you like this, do a little subscribing. That'd be good. We're up to let's see, we're on the way to 4K, so we're 3,100. We have as far as subscribers now. So there you go. That's the way to get to 4K. It's just every little bit. Chuck it out at a time. Let's see. We'll skip out of that image there. But there's gosh, where do we want to go next? Well, all right, let's this is kind of another red herring, but another good kind of topic to throw in there. Everybody can kind of to get their bars off, because there was a lot of people in, let's say, the pony community that weren't happy with what with what these guys had to say. And they were kind of shocked and surprised at their graphic games of the year. And I have to agree with them that yeah. And even Aaron Greenberg is like, hey, congratulations to our teams. Best graphic.
Was there really any debate this year? Like,
exactly.
You didn't release any.
Well, if you ask a certain fan base, I'm sure that fan base does not agree with this.
Show me the side by side of the game that y'all created that looked better than those games. Go ahead, I'll wait.
Exactly.
Yep. I'll wait.
Oh,
I'll wait. No, that ain't it. You're not gonna say Astrobot, right? Like, come on, son, stop the cap. So, yeah, those were the best looking games this year. Full stop.
Yes.
Shocking.
Health Concord. It looks great. I mean, it has a great funeral. Yes.
Yes. It looks good.
But Concord isn't a game anymore. They pulled everything. It's dead. Rest in peace.
It never existed.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Wish they had that money back, I bet.
Yeah. Can't get that back.
It's gone.
Reputational damage either.
Oh goodness. Well, I guarantee you they're going to try and do some kind of tax write-off for the loss. I'm sure they're going to try and do
Of course
something.
they will. Of course. But still, it's still a loss.
Mm-hmm. And it hurts. And it does not look good to investors that they had to take.
Along with Craven, was it? Whatever the movie that flopped too.
Oh, yeah. Yep. My daughter, I asked her, I said, are you going to get me a Craven poster? And she goes, do you really want one? I was like, well, I mean, sure, it might be worth something someday.
You can take a nice picture of it, use it as your background, like me.
There you go.
R.I.P.
So yeah, that had a lot of potential, but unfortunately, it just didn't quite work out. So Demo, what do you think? You think it's well deserved, or would you pick something else to be graphic game of the year?
I mean, graphically, you have to be legally blind to not see these games being the best looking games, man. It's just like standing here and saying that J-Lo doesn't have a big booty, bro. That's all a lie. Come on, man. You can see it right there.
You can
bro.
see it from the front.
You can see it. You can see it. There is not. You don't even have to like break the game down and look at this and look at that. It's like it's out there. I don't know if we should get that much credit to Digital Foundry to point out something that we already knew.
Obvious.
like who is this shit for? Like this is my question. Like, who are they? Like, who cares about their opinion? At this point, I keep on saying this, guys. Try this shit out by yourself, because at the end of the day, it's out there on Game Pass, man. You don't need to take anybody's word. Just go ahead and try these games. Indiana Jones, phenomenal work. And Hellblade 2, obviously the best looking game ever made, in my opinion, based on how it freaking looks. I forget about the gameplay, forget whether you like the story or not. The fact is that it's a great looking game, and it deserves all the praise that it didn't get, right? At the Game Awards, which I believe that it deserved. But whatever. Who cares about this? I don't care about Digital Foundry. Then nobody out here to be telling me what I need to be playing or not, like what games look good or not. Like this is something that you can simply see by just playing these games. So I mean, to all the people out there who are celebrating this, I don't really get it. I don't really give a shit about this. This is a nothing burger. This is like, in my opinion, some people are gonna say this is a big deal because of Sony PlayStation. You know, sometimes I've won their Digital Foundry award, but like, who are they certified? Like, who certified these people? Like, who gave these people the authority to tell me, right? Like, to tell you, the gamer, what looks good or not. So, in my opinion, I don't give a damn. The games look great. We've been saying this. Everybody been saying this. And you haven't been listening. So there you have it. Inevitable.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess the funny part about that is that there was a lot of PlayStation blowback. In other words, some fanboys, ponies, were absolutely
I'm so shocked.
We're just drilling the hell out of them. Are you crazy? What are you looking at? Blah blah blah. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. Did Sony had any games, first party games this year that could compete?
No.
Like, so what in the hell are they gonna put here? Like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth that look bloody as hell, even with the pisser. Like what? Like, come on, bro, get out of here! Like, get out of here!
Those are, I mean, the 3 games they showed at the end are the 3 games that really pushed technology this year. Like those were, you know, visually impressive, or high frame rates plus high visual fidelity. I mean, it is what it is, right? Even though personally, I still think Hellblade is the number 1.
Yep.
And they didn't give it to them because DF are dickheads, and you know, there's no way they're going to give an Xbox exclusive the number 1, even though they have to, you know, they got to admit that both of these look great. So, but yeah, I think
they're both Xbox games.
Yeah,
least,
yeah,
right?
absolutely. They're both Xbox games,
first party
but,
Xbox games.
I mean, Indiana Jones is Disney property now. Like, that doesn't belong to Xbox. Xbox didn't do shit
as far as the IP, but as far as
they built the game.
Yeah,
They built the game, right? So I mean, visually, but the one thing I do want to note is, shout out to IdTech. You know what I'm saying? So like all, you know, throughout the year, we got everybody talking crazy about
UE5, right? And finally we talk about the engine that really kicks ass.
Yeah, you come to like, I can turn on ray tracing, I can give you all these frames, and I can look good as hell doing it. IdTech. So shout out to IdTech, and that is a Microsoft owned engine, right? So, you know, it's good to see, and hopefully, you know, Microsoft will review their use of Unreal and start looking to maybe use their IdTech in more of these other games that they have. A lot of studios, you know, it would be nice to see that engine being utilized by more studios outside of just you know, the current studios that currently use it, because it's a great engine. And you know, we saw that last year with a couple of years ago with not Wolfenstein. Well, Wolfenstein looked great as well, but the last Doom and everything, how well that performed, even on Series S. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, it's a great engine. So good. It's nice that they're getting the recognition that they deserve.
Yep, agreed.
So for me, there's one other game that might be in that contention, and it just never seems to get any recognition, and that's Call of Duty. Call of Duty has a very high level of graphic fidelity. It's the same engine, right? You're saying pixel bit like IdTech. It's a derivative of IdTech. It has kept up really well. That thing puts up many frames everywhere.
True.
On really low hardware. Right?
True,
that thing does really well. If you you know, push that thing to its graphic fidelity max on a PC, it looks pretty damn good. And it just never seems to, like, for some reason, COD just seems to be this like, we'll push it off to the side. It's like, hey, a lot of people work on that game, and they put out a very, very, very high quality product every year. And this one was stunning. It was stunning. It was a great game. I just don't know why it never seems to get any of the accolades it should get. I think it should be getting more recognition, but it just seems to get pushed off to the side. But I agree with both of these. The thing I would still say with both of these is the atmosphere. Is just, it's very well done, right? You look at Indiana Jones and it just feels like you're in a movie. They did a fantastic job with that. It was very well done. The scenery, the way everything looks like it's an Indiana Jones movie. Very well done. The indie character, and that just it blows my mind. And then the voice acting on top of that was just so like it just immerses you right in. Hey, I really am just Indiana Jones. It's Harrison Ford. There I am. So very well done. Hellblade. What can I say about Hellblade? Man, that thing was stunning. I played it on PC, max everything. Oh my god, it's like the showcase of UE5.
That's where it belongs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
it's so good. Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with both of those selections, even over COD. But I'm disappointed that COD never sees that level of recognition it really should. It is a fantastic, this is one of the best releases they've had, right? And it's like, well, why is it not getting any recognition? But anyway, whatever. I keep going.
Yeah.
BT Maverick 707.
They treat COD like a sports game. For real.
Right? Yeah, they do. They kind of just treat it like whatever. It's like, no, you shouldn't. This is a big release. Anyways, BT Maverick $775. Don't tell me what to do, Red Wolf. I don't know what's going on in the chat.
That's funny. That's funny.
Is that just to add to the
it is to the ticker? Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do.
We're 4 out of 20. Thanks for that. Too funny. But we're talking about the best quality gaming graphics, and FarQ sent some evidence of what might be a really fantastic looking.
Oh no! Do we even want to see this?
You may have already seen it, but the rest of us haven't. I mean,
right.
What the hell, bro?
Demo? Is that demo?
Yeah, that's my Series S version, bro.
Yeah,
and look who's in the back. Look at that. That's
my God.
Looking good.
Is that Hargeet in the back?
Me?
I think so. Yeah.
Watch
Looks like it's
back?
Hargeet. Yeah.
Me? Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, Hargeet.
Ghost of something.
Anyway, I had to share it, man. Sorry.
Yes.
He does such good hard work. We gotta do it.
So I guess Helldivers 2 wasn't the graphical showpiece. I guess what the Pahonies wanted. I guess the Gallopers wanted.
The Gallopers, whatever, ponies. We'll just call them what they are. There you go. But yeah, I don't know. It's beautiful. Those are beautiful games. Period. Hands down. Can't deny it.
Yep.
And some of the best stuff out there. And just because it's not necessarily made by PlayStation or on the pisser, who knows? But Indiana Jones is coming to PlayStations. Ghost of Propellant. Wow.
Yeah, that's very, very messy.
You complete me. All right. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Shout out to the over 200 people that are watching us now, for as long as they'll stay watching us. Anyway, so we have 9 people on X, which is kind of low for X, but that's still awesome. And we have almost 190 people watching us on YouTube. So welcome out. If you're on YouTube and you want to get the subscription to our, actually get a sub to our channel, that's great. That's free to sub, but we also have the membership, and the membership is as low as just $1 little dollar, and you become a Jedi. And with that, you have access to all of these cool emojis, which I'm getting ready to drop in the chat now. And boom, there you go. And for this week, we also have the big T and the big S. And so with that, you put in 2 T's and an S, and you got a big TTS. Yeah. So there we go. So you just really take that point to talk that shit, as Dirt would say.
So I don't know if any of you have played it, but one of the other games that comes to mind that might have been a challenger in the graphics area is Flight Sim 2024.
Oh, yes.
But I haven't had a chance to play it. But when that came out, the 2021, oh my God, that was stunning. So I don't know if that competes well, because now you can land, right?
It's another game that, because of the type of game, they're gonna treat it like a sports game. They will ignore,
which is again sad, right? But
not only is that engine graphically impressive, but it's that streaming technology that they use is just some next level crap, right? So
Exactly. We do have a another chat.
Yeah, so good old P-Lump, $2. WebDave, you should know why I'm here. Okay.
Exactly. He's here to promote his channel.
Yep.
Then that's okay. Shout out to you, P Lump. You are working it, man. He's working it. I will give him that. All right, so let's see here. So yeah, there is. I love it. Yeah, and there you go. Whoops, you hit it. I probably did too. Wait a minute. There we go. Let's do that one. Ray. Oh, you're muted. You're muted, Hargeet.
Sorry. Hey yo, demo in here.
Exactly. I love it. So yeah, well, so we let's right, Hargeet, we got so many good topics. Where do we want to go? We got the big handheld news coming next week. Jason Ronald, the VP of Next Gen Xbox, to speak at CES on the in this year, and there's all like plus probably a little later on we'll get to like what everybody thinks about their their game of the year kind of thing, what they thought was the best game they played this year. We'll word it that way, and then of course some people, some PlayStation fanboys are actually upset that Indiana Jones is actually reviewed really well. They just don't.
I mean, they're getting the game
exactly,
right? Like, don't you want a good game? Okay,
exactly. And then of course, like the future of gaming, handhelds, and our hopes and must-haves. What we expect out of the handheld, what we think on the panel that it should have, and what we will have, and then another one to kind of touch base on. But yeah, they are discontinuing. LG is discontinuing the Blu-ray player completely. They are no longer producing players, and they were one of the big ones to make them. So that's kind of weird.
That's for all the folks that still think that this technology matters. It just doesn't.
I'm one of them. I will not watch
streaming. It's a lot like LPs, right? Like vinyl records, right? You obviously will get a better sound on vinyl, but convenience wins out, right? Convenience wins out. That continues to win out. So
yeah, let's just talk about that one. Let's get that out of it, right? Or get it out of the way.
Go for it.
Go for it, Pixel. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm just saying.
No, like you might as well. Let's just talk about that topic. What do you think?
Oh, the topic ahead?
Yeah.
LG stops making Blu-ray players.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a matter of time, right? People have moved to streaming, right? En masse. People no longer are buying these players, and people are no longer buying the disc. Not in large enough quantities for it to matter, right? And it's the same thing that we saw with records and tapes, right? It's just one of those things, right? It's once people find something that's convenient, even though it may not be at the highest quality that an audio file would expect, or a video file in your case, right? People just they prefer convenience. So as much as I love my 1,000 DVD collection, right? The ability to just go online and select my DVD, or even from my my NAS server or whatever, is easier and better than trying to find the DVD in my collection. So I think it's with all physical media, it's always just a matter of time before convenience just wins out. And when you see a large manufacturer decide that, we're going to stop producing this thing, that's basically what it means, right? Convenience has won out, and its time has passed. Yeah. So light a candle, pour out some beer, and, for the folks that still love it, like Hargeet, hopefully there'll still be options for us to buy it, right?
There should be at least certain things.
Well,
maybe not everything.
Maybe not everything, but and then I mean, for the majority of stuff, most of us have large collections, right? So you'll just dig into your collection for when you need it. So I know when I put my my movie theater together, I'll still have physical media in it because I have a lot of it. So I'm not going to just get rid of it. But yeah, it's one of those things.
I got maybe 2,000-3,000 DVDs and Blu-rays out in the garage right now. It's like, but I do have a lot of digital collection too. Most of that I get it to where I can get both. Have the Hargeet or on the hard copy and the digital copy, and and stuff, and I kind of like being able to just not have to dig out everything and just play it. But there's certain things that are only literally only digital. So it's or things I want digital that I can't find. There's a few classic movies that I'd love to have digitally, and I just can't find them anywhere, or there's no longer the whatever agreement and licensing and stuff. A movie that was hilariously funny to me was the last remake of BoJest. It's the name of the title. It's a Marty Feldman movie. It's so funny. Has Ann Margaret in it. It is absolutely hilarious, and it is just impossible to find. Even just like a regular copy of it, it's hard to find. There's some bootlegs from different countries and stuff, but they won't play in the U.S. And it's like, and it was just one of those movies that I watched. When I was younger. I watched it on HBO, and it was just at the time it was just absolutely the funniest thing I'd ever seen, and it was still pretty good. But yeah, those kind of things are just hard to find. So you keep bringing
well, so just to answer that, yes, DVD was 480, and Blu-ray and HD DVD were 1080, and then 4K Blu-ray is 4K.
There you go. Demo, you collect hard games or movies or anything, or no?
Nah, man. The only thing I collect is Sony PlayStation Fanboy L's. That's the only thing I collect. Look, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. It's time to move on. All these DVDs and everything. You clear your garage. Move on, because the new wave is here. Like technology back in the day, it was hard, right, to preserve. But now, with the movement and the way that technology works, preservation is is even better now. I go to YouTube music, for example, the example of the music, and I can find like all the ground unreleased stuff in there that I could have never even get my hands on physical, right, back in the day. So that's one example. But now the way that Xbox is doing things, for example, moving more digitally, is like they right now able to go and look at it on a way that they bringing or having you bring your library to your next generation, like they did with the Xbox One. So the Xbox One generation, maybe the 360, it wasn't as good when it become when we're talking about game preservation. But this Xbox One generation, from the one to the series generation, it's been great. Like you can play every Xbox One now on your Series X, every one of them. So now when you look at it in gaming, right, when we're talking about gaming, you can look at the future and be like, man, like we're gonna be able to play Indiana Jones, Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, all these games that are being released already, digitally too. And there's emulation out there who helps preserve old school games, like arcade type games, that you can get. There's third-party devices out there that come equipped with like a bunch of freaking games from back in the day and stuff. So I mean, retro gaming, I think, is in a good place too, and people are gonna continue to preserve these games digitally. So hopefully Xbox and all these companies can get all the licensing together, so that we can move forward with generations, and let's make it seamlessly. Like if you want to play some old school game, it is what it is. Just go and download it and play it the way. I think that's where technology should be going, and I think that's the future. And the faster we realize that physical copies are gone and it's a thing of the past, the better we're gonna feel moving forward. So I mean, I would say, do not stress about like content that these people in these companies, at the end of the day, they wanna make money out of you, so it will be out there for you to buy it. That's just the way I see it. But that's just my thoughts. I'm also like maybe younger than you guys, not calling you old and stuff, so it's easier for me to be like, oh shit, I don't need this. Like I got rid of my CDs a long time ago. Like and one of the reasons why, like, remember Hargee, I was saying Friday with Simone and Dudo on their show, that it was like some of the CDs got scratched. So it was no point. Like I was picking up all the CDs, and then they'll get moldy sometimes. They'll get like black dots and they look disgusting and stuff. It's just like, they didn't preserve well. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as the question here, Masshole's question, it's very hard to say because there are a lot of really good ones out there. Usually when I try to go look at something, I try to play Lord of the Rings, but there are a lot of really good ones out there. So you can probably pick a lot of the Marvel recent movies. Those are pretty good. Even the DC ones are pretty good. But there's a lot that you can choose from that have high bit rates. You want to find something that does Dolby Vision as well. So I don't know. I generally, my reference tends to be one of those. If you want something colorful, a lot of those like animated movies, they are pretty good as well. But yeah, so Saving Private Ryan. I mean, like there are plenty of movies that if they've done the actual 4K uplift. So Demo, to your thing, as far as the game versus the movies is drastically different. And unfortunately, the differences with game, you're bit to bit the same. It doesn't matter, right? If it's digital versus physical, you're getting the exact same thing. No difference, right? It's the same game. Whereas on movies, the average bit rate for streaming is 5 to 10 megabits. The average bit rate for a 4K Blu-ray is 80 to 100 megabits. It is substantially better. Now, if you have a little 40-inch TV, you may not notice. When you have a 100-inch, 110-inch, like I do, you will see it. It is absolutely visible to you. The streaming is way less quality. The audio on top of that, oh my, you might as well go back to stereo. It's so much worse on streaming versus the 4K Blu-ray. And I have a full 7.1.4. It's immediately noticeable. The audio level is so much better when you throw in that 4K Blu-ray. Now, for me, the same thing with demo. Like the problem I was running into the same problem is like we would watch Lord of the Rings all the time or Harry Potter all the time. So we put the disc in, they start to get scratched. So now you're investing. So I changed all that, right? I did a while back. I started. I told everybody I was copying all of them onto a NAS, and that has been awesome. So now I have a player everywhere. So you just basically it's all stored in one place. The discs are stored in one place. Doesn't matter. We don't use them. We just use them I just use them to copy it off to the NAS. And once it's on the NAS, you can just play it wherever you want, and you get the full quality, everything.
Wow.
It's fantastic. So that is the answer. I would say as far as LG, I wouldn't buy an LG player. The players I would choose, I think it's Revon replaced Oppo. That's the top. And then you would buy something like a Panasonic, or you'd buy the Sony. Those are the two that I would go to, or Revon if you really want to. The Revon gives you like the audio breakouts done within the player. So if you want to do the audio breakout there, it's fine. You can do that. If you're okay with your amplifier, whatever you have for a receiver, and it can do all that decoding very well, great. You can just do that, and then a normal player is fine. You just want to find one that happens to decode everything well and has enough processing power to make sure it sends a signal correctly, right? So that's really it. It also needs to be compatible enough. And generally, the Pioneer seems to be the top one. Sony just behind that. I haven't heard a lot of people say I want to buy the LG. That generally does not seem to happen. The LG tends to be the cheaper thing that's out there if you want it. So I'm not totally surprised. It's really a hobby for enthusiasts type of thing. Like you're saying, Demo, right? A lot of people, like Pixel, but you guys are saying, a lot of people just like, I hit Netflix, I watch the movie, right? I hit HBO, I watch the movie. I hit Disney Plus, I watch the movie. A lot of people just do that. And that's probably okay for a lot of people who don't have good setups. If you are in that home theater type setup, though, I just can't recommend it. If you really spent the money and you have a good audio system, a good TV, something like 80, 100-inch, I cannot recommend going to streaming. You're just killing the quality. You really do want to go to that 4K Blu-ray. That is the source you want to use. So in my opinion, either get the player, but I highly recommend doing what I did, which is just get the player, get the disc, copy it to a NAS, and watch it, right? But get a full bit-to-bit copy and then watch it with a player. In that case, you don't need one of the actual Blu-ray players. You just need a Blu-ray disc that you can hook up to your computer and copy it off. But so that's up to you guys, right? But I would be disappointed if 4K Blu-ray the format went away unless there's an equivalent streaming service. I wouldn't mind if there was an actual streaming service that gave me the full quality. Then I'd be happy to do it. I don't care. I have enough bandwidth. I have a gig, internet connection. It's fine. I'd be happy to do it that way. But they have to offer that. If they don't offer it, then I'm not going to do it. Now, there is an option that kind of gives you that, but it's really expensive. So I don't know if it's like 10K in that range, right? For the the stupid device, and you have to. So it's a ridiculous kaleidoscope or scape, something like that. I can't remember the name. It's something like that. You can certainly look into it if it's of interest to you, and then you still have to buy the movies. So you are paying a lot of money to get that versus the 4K Blu-ray. It's just it's a lot more cost effective to do it that way. But again, it just depends on your use case. If you don't have a high-end audio system, you're probably not going to notice. If you have a very small TV, to me, small means anything like 55-inch or lower, then you're probably not going to notice. But if you are on a larger television, you will notice. If you're on a very large projected screen, you will notice. If you're on a very good audio system, you will notice. So it is definitely worth it for 4K.
So what I'm getting is, ladies, Hargeet has the biggest TV.
Well, I don't know about that. I think there's ridiculous TVs out there that like you could spend like 100.
Hargeet don't want to brag, but he's got a big TV.
I'm not going to do that. But I do have the 110 inch, and we just put that in. But again, we had a projected 140 inch, and again, you could easily tell. It was very easy to tell. You go back and forth, you're like, oh my god, it's so much better. And so I would definitely go with the 4K Blu-ray, right? But even on my 77 inch, right, I would still say like it's noticeable even on the 77. So it's noticeable to get the 4K Blu-ray. Plus, I think the higher the encoding, you get better color saturation with the DV, the Dolby Vision. So it just seems to be better overall. And then again, the audio, it's night and day. It's just night and day better on the 4K Blu-ray. You just get so much better audio. But whatever. It's a market, therefore it's market determined, right? A lot of people don't have the high-end large TVs. A lot of people don't have the high-end good audio systems. It is what it is, right? And so these are the things that you have to contend with. I hope the format stays, but it is an enthusiast format. I agree, right? Pixelbit, you were saying it's an enthusiast format. Exactly. And let's hope for people like us it's still around, because I would be very unhappy if I have to watch something streaming when I know the quality differential is so much higher, right? And
without that discrete audio, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's so much better, right?
Big difference.
Oh my god.
And to be clear, everybody this may or may not know this, but Hargeet for years worked for Bose, so he is an audiophile. So in other words,
that's right.
He knows sound quality, and he has his setup has like Bose built into his walls and stuff. So
I do have like the big entertainment room has in-wall speakers and everything. Right? So
and that's badass.
But
I'm telling you.
But it is like quality difference. You can just tell. So it would be sad if it went away entirely. But look, LG, I don't remember anybody telling me I want to go get the LG. Usually if they're buying it, it's the Revon, because it's an enthusiast thing. They'll buy that thing. The Oppo used to be the big one, but Oppo pulled out of it a while ago. And then Panasonic and Sony kind of are the other tiers that generally people will buy. So hopefully it's not the end of the world here, but I really just want the discs. I want to make sure they keep making the movies.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's move ahead. So Hargeet, do we want to go ahead and just talk about this Jason Ronald promotion, and then what the expectations are coming up of it's literally next week, right? It's like the 9th, I think. So or next week, or the week after.
The week after. It's 2 weeks. Yeah. So and that week is just crazy, right? So there's the announce of the NVIDIA cards. So PC news, big in PC news. There's the 50 series. There's big potentially. This is what we're hearing. Big potential for Nintendo news. They'll be doing their announce of the Switch on Jan 8. These are the rumors, which will be another big thing, a handheld with more power and a huge catalog of games to come with it, right? There's a whole launch lineup. And then along with that is the CES news of handhelds with SteamOS, and then whatever Jason Ronald is going to be doing, right? So we have a lot of little things going on, right? And CES, of course, always brings a whole bunch of news anyways, right? But a lot of gaming stuff, right? Specifically. So it's an interesting time. The weekend after that one's going to be great. Like that week is going to be crazy with podcasts because there's going to be so much news dropping. So we'll see what it looks like. But as far as like the SteamOS thing, that's an exciting thing, right? To see, let's get another thing in here that has a console interface, right? And can that potentially be a good platform going forward for gamers to choose from, whether it's landed under your TV or whether it's a portable that you can take with you. We'll see how that plays out, right? But we're potentially going to see some stuff at CES. Jason Ronald's going to be there. He's got his title changed now to VP of Next Generation. That's an interesting change, right? So if they're doing what I've been hinting at a long time, which is sort of take the Windowsy aspects of Windows, take the Xboxy aspects of Xbox and merge them, right? So that you have a platform that can play everything, but has a console, a controller interface. It gets rid of all the keyboard, mouse, dialogue boxes. That would be a killer potential platform for Microsoft, and use that not only for their own devices, but partner. And this is where it gets so much better, because now it's just an open platform. Anybody can use it, including PlayStation, can use that platform to do their own console. And you eliminate the whole headache of multi-SKU. You just say, look, make your game for PC and publish it to the Microsoft store. Therefore, it'll be an Xbox game, and publish it to the Steam store and whatever, right? And then there's always the partnerships of, can the stores just talk to each other? That is another potential. And if that happens, Phil did say he wanted to have Epic and itch.io. I assume I would think they're talking to Steam as well. What would happen there, right? And the big question here, and where it's a benefit to both, let's say Steam OS wants to go somewhere, but they want to take Game Pass with them. If they want to get that, that's a give and take, right? So, there could be a nice relationship there saying, cool, we'll connect up Game Pass in some way to Steam, right? So that Steam OS would have those entitlements, but that means we want the reverse, that Microsoft will get those Steam entitlements, right? And games available. And we'll see what that looks like. I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll see, right? This is the fun of deals and whatever, right? Between companies, to see how things can work out, and where that leads for us, the consumer. Right? Is it going to be really good for us, the consumer? I hope it is, right? If they can do something special there, that would be awesome. But I don't know how much of that is ready for next 2 weeks. What we'll hopefully see is the potential path of what Xbox can do for this handheld market, what they can do for partners. I'd assume that's kind of where they're going to go here. I don't know that they're ready to go through the rest of it, but we'll see. Maybe they are, right? So,
wow. All right. So, Pixel, we'll jump up to you next. And what are your thoughts on all this rumors and speculation and excitement that's coming our way? Oh, you're muted.
Here you go.
There we go. Yep.
What was Jason's prior title? Was he like the
head of hardware or something?
Hardware, right?
Yeah,
something hardware, right?
Yeah.
So that his new title kind of hints to whatever he's doing is beyond just the hardware, right? It's a little more than just Xbox hardware at this point, right? And months ago, I said that they would go with a reference brand for Xbox, and as a lot of other people have thought, right? Because it's just based on the moves they're making, it's just kind of the route it sounds like they're going, right? And if he's going to be the head of that, kudos to him. One, and two, maybe we'll see a bigger push with these DX12 features or whatever the next version of DX is in the next hardwares, as well as those bigger partnerships with PC manufacturers, right? So now, GPU manufacturers, Intel and AMD and NVIDIA, right? Where you get this migration of features. So, the announcement of having them over at this, Steam show is crazy, right? But it does spark some interesting things, like Hargeet is saying, that maybe we're looking at a world where Xbox winds up somehow in relationship with Steam somehow, right? Or providing some parts of their services to Steam for something. But I would think, because Jason is not, and it's not like Sarah, one of the other Xbox software people, that it's something hardware related. There's something, maybe a bigger relationship between Steam and Xbox now going forward. Who knows? But I think it does bode well for a future where Microsoft is looking to create additional hardware. So that's good. I know that's been a big concern for a lot of people, but we still have the outstanding concern about what happens with our current content, right? Us OG disc lovers and stuff, like what happens to our OG content in this new paradigm. But if the new Xbox, I don't want to try to guess, what the new hardware is, right? Because a lot of people are making speculations about that. But I'm hoping we get a taste of kind of the concept that they're going for once they see this announcement, right? We maybe get a little hint into what's coming for us. So I'm excited. I'm excited for it. And as a Steam owner myself, right, it's good to see Steam and these other PC handhelds, of which I have too many, getting some love. Getting some additional love and actually getting there. Steam having his own big event about it. So it's a big deal. We're seeing what I think may be a paradigm shift for PC hardware. So it's pretty cool.
There you go. There you go. All right, Demo. What are your thoughts about all this? And what do you expect, or what are you hoping for?
Well, man, like when it comes to a handheld, right? Because I think this is where this is going. They're gonna eventually reveal the handheld. Well, what I want, man, is accessibility, man. I want all these games that I already own, my library, having access to them one way or another. It could be shout out to Power Boss. I see you, man. Shout out to Power Boss. So yeah, man. Anyways, I feel like what you said, like if they get a Steam and Epic on board, part of the project, I think it's gonna be great, especially like people like me and like Pixel BG. They have Steam and Hargeet. I know everybody has Steam. Everybody has an Epic account. Matter of fact, I have a crazy ass library on Epic that I built off of free games that I claim every week. I had like 180, 200 games that I just claimed like that. And I mean, like having access to those games in another device, I think this is like the direction that Xbox want to go. They want to make it so that, you can jump from device to device and play whatever the hell you want, bro. So I'm looking forward to see it. What I want, my actual, desire, wish for this is like I wish they'll make a phone that is also a handheld. I know that due to technological difficulties and advancements, and the knowledge is not there yet, they might not be able to do it. But like my ideal handheld would be like my phone transform in my freaking handheld that I could play my Xbox games natively at a decent resolution and frame rate, and I can bring my library on with me every time, so I don't have to have like a handheld, a phone, a Nintendo Switch, a Steam Deck, like 7 or 4 devices just to like play my games, because they all like all over the place. So at the end of the day, this might be some of the hardcore fans that are really like focused more on the hardware part of Xbox are gonna suffer, are gonna be like, what is the point? But then as a gamer and as a consumer, you could see that this is great for us, and they literally freeing the gaming industry. So I'm looking forward for them to having more stores. So if they can, even if they can have the Amazon Luna service in there, like whatever, bro, like it doesn't matter. Like I want it all in the device. That's the way to go, because when you buy a TV, you're expecting it to have all the apps, right? You're expecting it to have all the apps. So the same thing goes for this device. Looking forward to see it. Hopefully they work some magic. Hopefully it's decent enough for me to want to buy it. So other than that, super excited, super pumped. I think I'm with everybody. So looking forward to this, man.
Very cool. Very cool. Demo, what article was he talking about that you talked about on your show?
Can you pull up the it said like
let's see, he said let's see. There it is.
He broke many articles, bro. You gotta be more specific.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah. Send it to me, Power Boss. I don't know via. Send it to WEBDAVE, and maybe he can pull it off or whatever. But yeah, we talk about like some of this and some of that. So I don't really know what he's talking about.
Right? Yeah. No worries. No worries. I just didn't want to leave something on the table if it was something you wanted to bring up. So Hargeet, I'm gonna go back to you on this. So. as we dive a little deeper into this, so what? All right, so a handheld to you, what does it have to have? What do you want out of a? I know you're not necessarily a big handheld gamer, but I mean, if you had to have a handheld, there's something you could take with you, something you could maybe put on your TV as well. What does it have to make you want to buy this?
Well, forget me wanting to buy it. I guess I would just think of like what would be necessary for a handheld to work right. So one of them obviously is battery level, right? So you're gonna have to have some level of playability for several hours. And I don't know how well that's gonna work depending on how much power you want, right? It's always the balance, right? So how much power do you want to have versus how much battery life you want to have, and not make the thing a brick to hold in your hands because it's got so much battery that it's a heavy thing, right? So so you have to kind of weigh that out. Oh, pun intended, I guess. Weigh that out and figure out what would end up happening as far as battery to performance. Screen size. One of the things that's annoying with Windows is it assumes you're on a normal desktop screen. When you shrink that down, it really becomes hard to navigate around. So that becomes a headache. So having the sort of Windows desktop OS, UI is just kind of a no-go. So the things it needs to do is work on the update patch process to be seamless in the background. So it can't be something where you have to download drivers yourself. You can't be clicking on dialog boxes next, like all that stuff. It can't be doing any of that. It's got to be as straightforward as in the background. It downloads whatever update you need. You say, yep, I want to do it by clicking A, and it'll go do it in the background and reboot, right? Something like that. So it needs to have, much like the Xbox, right? Your update process, it's updating drivers, it's updating firmware, it's updating all these things, but it does it seamlessly. You don't realize it, right? And that's what it needs to do. And in the case of an actual landed device, you know what's there, right? So you would make sure that you bundle all the correct things with that device and say it's going to update those specific things. They do that with Surface, by the way. You don't really, go down and download specific things for the Surface devices. It just uses Windows Update. And if there's an update to the firmware, the drivers, it just does it for you in the background. It's all done. You say, yep, restart, and it's all done, right? So that's what they need to do. They kind of need to treat it the same way. They know what's in these things. You have to have it that way. If it's a partnership, that's the reason, is that you say, this is not going to be hardware willy-nilly that you put together. This is, we're partnering. We're making this a device we understand, and therefore it will be updated cleanly. It is one of the things that I think that irritates most PC players, especially ones that are coming from console, the most, is the update process. It's just annoying. It's annoying, right? I have to go think about going in the NVIDIA driver. Why isn't that just automatic? Like, it's coming out. Why isn't that part? It's a massive partner, right? Why isn't that just a Windows update? Why the heck do you have to go manually go download a driver? Why? You should do that. You should just do it. It's automatic. Same with AMD. Just do it. Like, why do we need to do it? So that out of band, you have to go get this. You have to do BIOS update yourself. No. It's got to be seamless, automatic. Player doesn't care. It just says, hey, there's an update for you this month. Do you want to install it now or defer? And it just does everything in the background for you. That has to be key. It's got to be there. Everything's got to work with the controls you see here, right? It's got to have the standard controller-based UI so that everything works within that. No keyboard mouse type interface stuff. There can't be any I have to click on this thing with with my finger because it's a touchscreen, or I have to go plug in a keyboard. Obviously, that is just not an option, right? You got to get rid of that whole thing. So that's got to be there. I kind of agree with Demo as to bring your library, and I think this is the stuff that Sarah was talking about with the future, as far as backwards compatibility and future compatibility. Say how can I bring my stuff with me to future devices, right? Where if I own it on an Xbox, can I play it on this new device? Yes or no, right? I think that's going to be a key feature, and we'll see how they do that, if they can do it, right? I don't know if there's licensing headaches or not, but that is one of the things you want to say is hey, I have a whole bunch of games I bought on my Xbox console. If this is an Xbox device, is it really an Xbox device? And my games come with me and I can just play them, right? Tech-wise, it can be done. 100% can be done. It's more a question of, can they do it license-wise, and do they have the time to implement it and make it work, right? How long does it take to make that all happen? That's up to them. They have to figure all that out, right? So those are the things I'd look for. again, I don't know where they are on that journey, how long they've been thinking about this. If it's been in the works for years, they could be at a good state. If it's something they thought about a year ago, it's probably not in a very mature state, right? It's going to take a while to make all that happen, right? This is a very, it's a good path for them, but it is a challenging thing. Another thing I would love to see, and if they have landed devices, they might be able to do it. They have to kind of work through the pieces. Quick resume. It is, it's the thing I miss the most when I go to PC is just quick resume. It's so freaking awesome to have quick resume on the freaking console. Like, I'm playing Yakuza Like a Dragon, and we went to Path of Exiles, right? Like a Dragon, I literally leave in the middle of a cutscene. I can just go over, play that game, come back. I'm in the middle of the cutscene, right? It's just that's how awesome quick resume is, right?
Yeah.
And it works through reboots, OS upgrades, doesn't care, right? Like that feature is so awesome. I would love to see them somehow bring that over. Not a necessity, but good God, is it so convenient that you just don't have to think about like rebooting the game up, reloading a save, going through all the load screens where you just like go into the game and like in 5 or so seconds, you're back to where you were, exactly where you left it, right? It's so nice. I would love to have that be a feature. So those are things I'd look for. Again, there's the reference design potential of doing it for Xbox and then giving it to others versus it just being an Xbox device. I don't know what path they're going down. This is a partner discussion, right? So this is supposed to be a Lenovo talking about their stuff. Maybe that is what they're working on and saying, here are some of the things we're doing to make this effective if you're on Windows, on a Lenovo Legion Go, versus the Steam OS, right? Because Steam OS is happening, by the way, this is why I like this. When you have competition, you suddenly see that the competitor or the market leader has to like get off their ass and do something, right? This is why we had Internet Explorer, what was it, 6 or whatever, for like ever. Until Firefox came around and said, no, we can do better. And they're like, oh crap. Now we have to actually do something with that. Right. And then you had Chrome come around, right? Like this is what you need. You need somebody else to come in and disrupt and say, well, you think you can just be the standard bearer of the the PC game store? No, we got this other thing that works too. And they're like, oh, okay, we have to actually compete now. Oh, okay, that's good. This is what you want. You want them to be pushed so that Windows team has to do something to actually keep that PC mantle of the largest gaming OS on the PC side, right? It's like, hey, Mac has decided, Apple has decided they want to play in this, right? And then Steam is coming in, Valve is coming in and saying, hey, we're going to have a Steam OS. Right. And now you got two competitors trying to eat that pie. And like, hey, you want to keep that pie? You better do something. Right. So I like that because it's going to push them to do something.
Exactly.
So if this is about competition, let us.
Exactly. I love it. I love it.
Exactly. We do have a couple of quick super chats where we'll get around to the rest of the panel real quick. But our buddy Spartan, look at him.
Oh, man. There we go. All right, let me see if I can get them. He gifted us 5 WEBDAVE memberships. Let's see if I can get where is it? Here we go. Okay, so we got Duke Togo 13, Murshot, Charles M, Sky Plum, and Kenneth J. Williams. Congratulations, folks.
Exactly. And if you either get to old subscription, which is just a membership, should I say, is only $1, or if you get one of the gifted ones, you have access to all the emojis. So you can burn those up as well. Just check it out and burn them up in the chat. Use it all you want to. A bunch of Indiana Jones, even Astrobots in there. Halo. Yeah, good stuff. Sarabon. Have fun. There you go. Oops, I put one too many in. Let's see here. But yeah, and there's also another super chat there too, Hargeet.
Yeah, you get that one if you want. It's this guy, Rachy, $2. PS6 will have quick resume, and Pony will praise PS. It's possible. They do tend to be a gen behind on the feature set, and maybe they do get that. And it is a little bit of a technical challenge. I'm not sure if the way they structured things on the PlayStation, it'll be as easy to do, but let's see what they do with it, right? Let's see if they can pull it off. it is one of the challenges they have with bringing it to Windows is the way they've done it on Xbox, the way they have the structure of the OS makes it viable. But we will see. We will see what PlayStation can pull off, what they want to do. They're still trying to figure it out for Windows, and maybe they do figure it out for Windows as well. So we'll see how that goes.
There you go. All right. So Demo, let's go to you next on this. So I mean, handheld. If you whether you want one or not personally, but if you're like, okay, I'll say you decided, okay, I want one. What does it have to have to make you want it?
Man, battery life. That's probably number one. Because imagine you playing that and then you're having a great time and then you have to stop because your device is dying. I wouldn't care that much about fidelity, so I'll think like 1080p is perfectly fine. I will do 60 FPS, and maybe if you can lower it to 720p and do 120, that would be great in certain games for if you want to play some multiplayer stuff. But I believe like a good screen and make sure that the controller is reliable, right? That's very important. Other than that, I think like what I say, like accessibility. I want to be if this is an Xbox device, I want to be able to access my library. That's all I'm asking for. Be able to play the games that I already own, and I believe they're gonna deliver that. I think so. They're already moving in with whatchamacallit with oh holy shit with damn it literally went away. The move went on with the that you're able to access your games in mobile now. You're able to like access
stream. You can stream some of your own games now. Yeah.
Right. So the next move will be like if these games are available, for example, on mobile too. Like like there's some games out there who are also available for mobile. Like it would be amazing if they give you the opportunity to play these games natively too, not only through the cloud. So I mean that would be great. That's what I want this to go for real.
Did our guy disappear?
I don't know if you're talking WebDave because you're on mute then.
I am on mute. So what I was going to say,
I couldn't see because of the shot.
Yes, and Pixabit, yeah, that's exactly right. It's basically like a little virtual machine that's running the game. They just take the whole virtual machine and save the state.
Yep.
Which is thankfully exactly, and that's the way they've structured it, right? That's not the way PlayStation has structured it. So, be interesting to see if they pull it off somehow. But
Yeah, right before we get to you, Pixel. Sorry, what I was trying to say badly, obviously, because I was muted like a dumbass. Anyway, was a big shout out to Danny Passion Official and to Hellblade Gaming for hanging out with us, as well as Bunty. Bunty, nice to see you here, buddy. So yeah, some more great members of the community that have jumped into our chat tonight, and thank you all so much. And so at Target we do have another super chat, and then we're going to get to Pixels. Breakdown.
Yep. Well, Lewis, $5. Do you think if the Xbox Steam partnership is announced, it may cause PlayStation to speed up their rumored PC launcher and pull their games from Steam? If they pull their games from Steam, they are just dumbasses. That is an absolute.
They will literally kill their PC sales. Go right ahead and do it.
There's no way you would do that. It is like, look. Of all the publishers who tried it, Activision tried that, right? They have their own launcher. They pulled Call of Duty from Steam and then relented and put it back because it just doesn't matter. You need to be on Steam. If you're on PC, you need to be on Steam. Like it just makes no sense. Windows, Microsoft themselves, they own their own store and they're like, nope, we're putting our games day and date in Steam. That's the way it is. We're not pulling our games. It would be a terrible idea if PlayStation did that. Like they do happen to make a lot of stupid mistakes. I hope they aren't dumb enough to do that. That is just a death sentence for their PC releases. I don't know.
I'd say they try it day one because they're Sony. They fail and then they'll come back
and then
around.
come back.
Give it time. Listen. To everybody's credit, everyone has tried, right? Everyone has tried to say,
everyone's tried. Yeah,
don't need to be on Steam, and then they find out the hard way. Steam is the king. You got 20 years in the game. You're going to be on Steam or you're not going to be on PC. That's how that works.
There you go.
As far as accelerating their other work, I think they should be doing that now anyways, right? They should realistically be looking at, and I think they are. They already got the the trophies, right? Now you can layer that on top. They're starting to get piece by piece. They will get there. I just don't know how long it's going to take them, but they will get there. I don't know if it's accelerate or it's just working out the logistics and how they get, a launcher that works well on that side, but they will likely get there. All right. So you want me to do that one too? I want to replace rechargeable batteries so I can charge on the battery dock. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea, right? That's really just an implementation thing for a given partner. They could do that. They could very well do that.
Yeah, exactly. So Pixel, the same question goes to you. A handheld gaming system, quote unquote Xbox. So what does it have to make you want it, and what does it need to have to succeed?
I think Demo and Hargeet pretty much covered it. But for me, the main thing that I need access to AR glasses. This is important, right? I do not like I don't like. There is no screen size that's good enough for me on handhelds. Right. They're good, they're functional, but for me to really enjoy the experience, I need to use AR glasses. So give me 2 USB-C power and video capable ports that work right off the bat. Give me. I don't think they'll give us the ability to dock to a external GPU or anything like that. But you don't know. We'll see, right? But that's one thing that I gotta have. Battery life, obviously, that's kind of it's mostly important, right? With a powerful game, can I get 2 hours out of it, right? A short flight out of it, right? That's important. Storage has to be like solid, right? As well as the ability to upgrade easily, right? I don't want to be going through a lot of nonsense trying to figure out how to get your whatever BS SSD you put in and see if I can upgrade it, right? Let me upgrade my SSD, clone the machine so I can upgrade it, whatever. Give me another slot so I can expand your storage. Because a lot of the old games are smaller. On handhelds, you want a smaller experience. Usually I'll load a bunch of stuff on my handhelds. I think one of my handhelds like has an 8 terabyte SSD on it at this point. Wow. So I think that's going to be important. Decent amount of memory, good coolant, and good controllers, right? Like handhelds can't afford to have your controllers breaking if they're locked into the handheld, right? If my controllers break, my machine is dead. You cannot give me what the current kind of controllers you're using now, right? So, better controller quality is going to be very important at this point. And then, like Hargeet said, the ability to access my current library is very important. Like most people may not even care to get access to this stuff, right? But if you have a large enough library, you're going to want access to those games natively, right? So I know that we're doing the cloud thing now, and that's great, but I want native access to those games, one way or the other. So figure that part out. So I think for me, I think that's kind of the one of the most important things. I would like to see them virtualize the Xbox as a solution itself and use it. The Ray Cheese saying ray tracing, FSR cloud, frame gen, quick resume. I hear you. All give me all of it. Quick resume probably would be very important if you can pull it off on the handheld. That would be pretty dope. Yeah. Right. Get 3 to 4 games that are in memory and you can just pop them open real quick and boot them up. That would be great if they can do it. So make the experience as close to what a console experience is now. Obviously, I don't want to see your Windows screen unless I choose to. Right. If I exit your gaming application and I want to go to the Windows to do side loading and whatever, let me do that as well. Give me the flexibility, but I need to actually do something to make that happen. It should not be the default, right? I should not have to go into Windows or see Windows because that won't appeal to most consumers, right? I need to be able to just click a button and I'm in game mode all the time, right? Those were probably important. And then decent power, right? We want decent power, decent power. Like I want to be able to play modern games on it relatively well, right? I'm not asking 60 frames per second on every title because that's not realistic, but 40 would be nice, right? Like give me those options. So yeah, I think Jason is a very skilled engineer. So I would not be surprised if he's working up some magic.
That would be awesome. That would definitely be awesome. I love all your guys' ideas and what you'd want to have. And all right, so and nobody really said this too much, but to me, the one thing I would really like, and maybe this is crazy, maybe it's only a Switch thing, but man, the hybrid to be able to dock it and it be able to play on your TV. It doesn't have to be the big 4K boost up add-on thing, but just the ability to because if you're out traveling, you're out, go to a friend's house, and you can just drop it in, and you can play on their TV, and then you can pick it up, and you can just take it with you, or you know what I mean. I like the option because I have a Switch. I love playing a Switch, but I very rarely actually play it handheld mode. I would just I throw it in the dock, and I'm playing it on my TV because that's where I mainly enjoy playing it. So maybe it's just me. I don't know.
No,
What
but
do you guys think?
the two USB-C ports that
Mhm.
support video would give you that.
Yeah.
If you can plug in the AR glass and get it to view on AR, you automatically can plug into any TV basically.
Nice.
Right, through USB-C. So yeah, that port must be there, right? That gives you the ability to expand it to different to connect it to TVs and stuff like that. So you absolutely have to have the option. That's the one option that the Switch currently doesn't support, at least not natively, and it needs to support it. At least for my old ass eyes. So that would be nice. I mean, they have docking obviously, but like I said, I like the glasses experience. So being able to take it with me and put it on a TV of whatever size I want is great.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Hargeet, do you mind reading that Adele's comment there?
Sure. TTS WEBDAVE HARGEET Demoflow. Yo, fuck you. What up, Pixelbit G?
There you go. Yeah, just thanks, Adele. Thank you, buddy. Are we caught up on the super chats? I want to make sure that I didn't miss any. I think we are. Let's see.
Let me check. I think so. Yeah, I don't see any other new ones.
Cool. Yep. All right, so we did read that. Yeah, Will. Okay, yeah, we did read that one. Okay, cool. Wanted to make sure. All right, so we're gonna kind of.
Did Power Boss ever send you the thing? I don't know if
he did. Well, we're gonna bring that up, and then we got another little topic back to handhelds after this. But what he wanted to talk about was the Mark Cerny article.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, you're muted there, Demo. Sorry.
You're still muted, but
it looks like digitally muted. There we go.
I got it. The Mark Cerny article was wild. Go check it out, man. It's really good. Like, there's a lot of things revealing here, but I'll let you find out by yourself.
Well, I mean, we can talk about it too.
Yeah,
right?
we can talk about it. Go ahead. Yeah.
Do we want to get into the other topics, or are we good here?
I mean, we can jump into this, and we'll come back on the other ones.
Yeah, let's do it.
We free flow here. So the headline is Mark Cerny on PlayStation 5 Pro, and he actually used the word flopflation.
Flopflation's cute.
And PlayStation's partnership with AMD. And that's he's kind of a goofy looking dude, man. I can't not to look. I'm an ugly guy myself. I get it, but I don't know. He's just I don't know. And so you think with the kind of money he makes,
Dana Carvey in disguise. I mean,
he's trying to make himself look a little bit. Yeah, he does kind of look like the church lady, doesn't he?
He doesn't look a lot like David Carley. It's very funny.
Oh goodness! Can you read any of that, or is that the too small print there?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Today, Sony released a new. Do you really want to read through all of it, or
no? Just the bits and pieces. What you think is important?
Yeah, Sony released a new technical presentation for PlayStation Architect. Okay, Cerny also announced that Sony and AMD are entering into a strategic partnership called Project Amethyst, right, with an aim of advancing game graphics, right? So this is going to be the next revision of PSSR, right? Is kind of this Amethyst thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you talked about there being a difference between RDNA 2 and RDNA 3, and how you wanted to stick to RDNA 2. So it's 2x, right? So we asked what are the features you can take from RDNA 3. And so we took those. This is from his presentation anyways. My question is, why is that an issue on console, whereas on PC with PC games it doesn't matter? Drivers in the console world tend to be very, very thin. Yeah, there you go. So that's a problem there, right? So okay, but you would see issues in the PC world too if you had a new card. You would need to either be compiling all of your shaders live, which of course can lead to hitches, or you'd have to have some strategy for supplying all of these shaders compiled to that new GPU. Yeah, I wonder if they ever get to that point, right? But that is something we do on PC, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, flopflation. Did you come up with that term, or is that something from the marketing department? Yeah, I came up with that. Nice.
Oh,
I'm not sure how much credit I want to take, but yes, I came up with that. I love it,
bro. That's crazy.
So on that topic, though, how do you feel about the general teraflops arms race? Let's see. Well, actually, I don't see that happening in the PC world. In the PC world, I don't think consumers talking much about teraflops. It seems to be just for consoles and just in recent generations. So I've said many times, teraflops are not a good indication of GPU performance. Okay, there you go. This is not about creating proprietary technology for PlayStation. The goal is to create something that can be used broadly across PC and console and cloud. Yeah, okay. So essentially, this is going to be
Sounds a lot like what Xbox was saying about 10 years ago. But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Tell me more about the end of this partnership. What kind of information is being shared between the companies, and how does this partnership differ from the existing relationship? First, I should give the nature of the collaboration. There are two targets we're working on with AMD. One is better hardware architecture for machine learning, and that is not about creating proprietary technology for PlayStation, right? Okay, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, sorts of things that are used in PSSR, and perhaps the sorts of things that would be used in future FSR. So as we were thinking kind of FSR 4, Amethyst is probably just going to like help reinforce FSR 4, right? It'll be the way to look at it. So that's the broad nature of the collaboration. Then what kind of information is being shared between the companies? We are directly collaborating on both of these goals. Okay, does that mean that we can expect findings from that collaboration to be reflected? Future AMD hardware that isn't necessarily PlayStation? Absolutely. This is about creating proprietary technology. This is not about creating proprietary technology or hardware for PlayStation. To extend a step even further, does that mean it could be used for Xbox hardware? It can be used by anyone who wants to use it.
Oh, there you go.
Can't use that name though, huh? Mark? Can't use that name. No.
Exactly. I think it's
it's
pretty much enough. Do you think we got the idea from that? Or you
is there more? Probably more. Oh,
nah, I think yeah. Go
ahead. Who initiated the partnership? Well, they are long-term partners, and it was very clear that we were going after similar goals. Okay, is there more? I assume there's more. Oh, that's it. Okay, let's go back to the PS5 Pro. I want to talk about some of the internals. You didn't mention the CPU at all in the presentation today. Yeah, let's hear it. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, okay.
There are some smaller improvements throughout, and the CPU clock frequency is one of those improvements. If you want the CPU to run at a 10% higher clock frequency, you can have it run at a 10% higher clock frequency, and that is, it would be 3.85 gigahertz. Architecture-wise, it's still on Zen 2. It's the same Zen 2 CPU. So okay, they're kind of on par now with Series X.
They are 0.5 faster. Oh my God.
Yeah, 0.05. Yeah, 0.05 faster.
0.05. Yeah.
As for the AI upscaler that you're using for Pisser, is that a discrete piece of hardware, or is it built into the GPU itself? We need hardware that had this very high performance for machine learning. So we went in and modified the shader core to make that happen, specifically as far as what you can touch on the software side. There are 44 new machine learning instructions that take a freer approach to register RAM access. Effectively, you're using the register RAM as RAM and also implement the math needed for the CNNs. To put that differently, we enhanced the GPU, but we didn't add a tensor unit or something like that. Okay. All right. You mentioned frame gen, but it sounded like that was not the focus of the machine learning aspects of the PS5 Pro. Is there any sorts of frame gen tech on the PS5 Pro at this time? All we have is Pisser, which is super resolution. We are fantastically interested in all of the things that can be done with machine learning to make game graphics better. And I think it's pretty obvious to everyone that frame gen, frame extrapolation, and ray tracing denoising are also very interesting targets. Ray tracing is notably... Go ahead,
is it obvious to everybody?
Well, you know, ray tracing is notably more performance demanding than traditional rasterization, traditional reflections, and lighting techniques. Do you feel that the game's community's interest in ray tracing, as you mentioned in the talk, is worth continuing development in that direction? Ray tracing is it's not one thing; it's many things. You can use ray tracing for audio queries. That's pretty inexpensive. Or you can use ray tracing to improve your lighting, which is a bit more expensive, but not tremendously so. You can do reflections, and because the reflections can be done at lower resolution, that can be done without breaking the budget as well. And then if you keep going, you end up with at path tracing, where your technology is fundamentally based on ray tracing. And if you don't have incredibly performant ray tracing hardware, you won't get too far with it. So what we're doing is we're providing tools to the developers and allowing them to work out where on that spectrum they'd like to be. Yeah, I mean, that's fine, right?
Yeah. So I don't. I'll look at Bo's ad. Talking about
Yeah,
Bo's,
go
and
figure.
look what comes up. All right, last
And
little
the
bit.
development of
and we'll be
PS5 Pro, which started roughly 4 years ago, knowing what you know now about the advancements that you found along the way and everything that has happened in the 4 years since, what are the main things that you would have liked to get into the PS5 Pro technology-wise that you were not able to, that are now next on your hit list? I can tell you it was an incredible education to build the machine learning hardware for PlayStation 5 Pro. And rather than say, oh, we'd have done that differently, or done it differently, I looked at it as we now have a good understanding of how this works. As a result, anything we do in the future has significantly more potential. We now have a good. Okay, yeah, fine. We just I just read that piece, right? So
yeah, I think that's probably enough.
I don't know if there's more stuff. Is it really just this? Is there anything else about like PlayStation itself? You mentioned the prospects of building it yourself. Okay, so this is pretty technical about machine learning. Okay, next, what else do we have? More broadly, what is the opinion of world's recent fascination with the AI as a buzzword? Well, we are living in very interesting times, that is certain. So these are very different issues. So you might see something like a smartphone that comes up with AI capabilities, laptop with AI capabilities, blah blah blah. Console space is likely simple for this because there's several things that have already been proven to have high benefit. If you just have sufficiently powerful hardware, jump to the future, then you said console development is roughly 4-year process. Does this mean we can imply that the work on has begun on PS6? We are not discussing PS6 at this time. Okay. That's a pretty simple answer.
The answer would be yes.
4 years. Same answer. We will not discuss this right now.
There you go. I think that's probably good. Right? So basically, hashtag no PlayStation 6. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. It's a joke, but a funny one nonetheless. All right. So yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. So guys, yeah, that's the article. It's very interesting. Demo, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my takeaway from this is like the pisser is for everybody. It's not just for the PlayStation. So that's the one thing that Sony PlayStation fanboys been capping on. Now the pisser is better than Nvidia and FSR. We know that's not the case. It's been proven. Right. You can see it. Like it's just wild. And also like what he's saying about the hashtag no PS6. Like what the hell? Like I don't know that I didn't like that answer because it makes me feel like they don't even know what the hell they're gonna do next generation. At least Xbox has something in the talks. They're talking about, doing a very big jump, a very, very big leap technologically. They talking about it, right? We've been told otherwise, that Xbox is not gonna do any more consoles, that they're gonna be out of the hardware business or whatever. But it looks like it's the other way around. In my opinion, what Sony PlayStation is doing is that they are also trying to get into the type of upscaling market, like similar to Nvidia and things like that. And possibly in the future, we may see Sony PlayStation parts in PCs. I think that's probably one of the things that they're going for. They probably are going to try to do a video card. I don't know, because like, what else would you make the pacer and talk about it? Like, it's for everybody. Who else is going to use it? So the only answer to that I can think of is just all the devices. So third-party devices, could be a computer, could be other consoles, whatever the hell the technology is going now anyways. So very interesting stuff. Like, honestly, yeah.
Pixel.
So the announcement sounds a lot like the Microsoft pre-Xbox Series X announcement, where they announced that they had a partnership with NVIDIA and AMD to bring DX12U functionality as a standard across all hardware specifications, which they did, right? So this is kind of Sony's version of that, just on a lesser scale because it's only for AMD. I think what they're doing is they're trying to help AMD resolve the sheer beatdown they're catching from NVIDIA when it comes to upscaling technology by using some of Sony's technology, right? Because Sony actually has very good upscaling technology because they spent the entirety of last gen fooling all you clowns to think that they had 4K images when it was all like 1440p upscale, right? So, did I say clown? Oh, apologies.
It's all right. Giddy up and go.
So,
buddies.
but yeah, I mean, I'm already saying I'm messing around, but yeah, I mean, Sony has been focusing on using upscaling for a while to try to make up the gap in their hardware, and this is just an extension of that. And now we know that FSR is basically fell behind both Intel and NVIDIA at this point with their upscaler, right? Because Zex came out pretty much brand new, and they're producing a better image than FSR at this point. So, good for Sony and AMD to work on this to see if they can improve it. To Demo's point, yeah. So if this partnership works out, then yeah, the next AMD hardware may more likely include some sort of piston technology to help with their upscaling. But now I wonder if Microsoft is going to be concerned to even use that technology, right? Because they also have their own DX12 based super resolution technology that's based in their API, right? So it's interesting. I mean, you need more competition in this space, especially the way NVIDIA's been running away with it. So it's good to see other parties trying to take a stab at it, right? Do I think Sony could do it? I don't know, right? I would have expected that this, even in its stage 1 version of it, should have at least matched Insomniac's upscaling technology, right? Which it currently does not. So hopefully, the push forward will be them getting closer to where Insomniac is, right? Because they can even cheat inside of the BVH, right? They can make they can make a ray traced image inside of a reflection look better via cheating, right? So, I mean, that's what it is, right? That's what they do in Spider-Man, right? They can actually manipulate the BVH to make it look better. So I would hope that they're able to do it as well, right? Because we need more competition. And if that's true, then maybe that'll make AMD's next offering a little more interesting. And hopefully people actually buy it, right? Because we don't need NVIDIA running away with the bag the way they're doing now. But yeah, I mean, other than that, his the flopflation part I thought was cute because you knew that people were lying about your technology and you didn't say shit.
Yeah,
you let
I
that
love
bubble.
this slide. I can't believe it was real.
Yeah,
I can't believe it was real.
They let that
Yes.
bubble. They didn't say anything about it. They let the console sell, and then they let them comparisons come out to prove that it ain't what you said it was. Right? This is barely better than the Series X. Just with a really good upscaler. So, or not even really good, a pretty good upscaler, right? So it's like, I'm glad they have a word for it, right? They probably have a lot of words for the nonsense that the community comes up with, 32 whatever nonsense. This goes along with the thought that PS5 has mesh shaders. It still doesn't. I don't care how many times y'all try to tell yourselves it does.
Be careful
Hardware,
now. Be careful now.
Careful for nobody because I don't give
That's
a
uncharted territory. That's right there. You don't want to start no problems.
Listen, I am a problem, so I don't care. It is the facts are the facts. The hardware either has it or it doesn't. So, a lot of this 2.x stuff tells me that the PS5 is a 1.x, the 1.5x machine, which is why it's missing all of the baseline stuff for RDNA 2.
Yeah,
they just proved it. They basically added the stuff that was missing from this technology and then added a little something on top. Good for them, but I'm not paying $700 for it. But yeah, all right. So he just admitted. He basically admitted it, right? and we're not pushing too far past where we're at, which makes sense. Anybody who thought that they were going to give you this miraculous 40-80 killer is a clown.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, it is barely better than the 3060. Of course it is. Why would it be anything more than that? It's anything that comes out now was designed, especially for consoles, is designed 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So you got to look at what the technology was 4 years ago. 4 years ago, it was around the time the 30 series came out. 4 years ago.
Yep.
And you're getting the technology now. So consoles are always years behind PC. So I'm hoping that our console buddies have learned a valuable lesson here. Stop trying to compare your little cheap hardware to PC. It's not supposed to compare to PC. There's never a one-to-one comparison because PC is always going to be ahead. Period. Full stop. When the next consoles come out, they are not going to be in the range of the 50 series. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care what magic they say out their mouth. Don't buy the nonsense that they're in the 5 series range. Think of when they make that announcement and they tell you these consoles are coming out in, 2027. What you do in your head is go to 2023 and tell me what the medium spec hardware was for 2023 and set your boots right there. Because that's what you're going to get for console. You're not going to get 6 series power or whatever nonsense that NVIDIA's dreaming up. Because that's not what consoles are for. Right? It's medium spec hardware. It's supposed to be cheap. I'm just saying.
So it's not going to be the 4090?
You're right. No. Yeah. And
It's
look,
not.
You're right.
It's a 4060. And that's going to be good for you because you don't want to spend $1,000, right? So, let's be realistic about what we think our hardware is, right? Especially now, we got NVIDIA rumors talking about $2,500 for a GPU. Bro,
crazy.
The GPU market is about to be bananas in a minute.
Wow. Yeah.
Let's just hope consoles are able to hold it down for y'all, because if not, game is going to be out of pocket for a lot of people, man. But again, it's good. It's good to see. We need AMD fighting for this space, right? We need them in a position where if they can't beat you on pure power and rasterization, at least come closer with the tricks, because NVIDIA is serious about their tricks. Serious about it at this point, right? They are 100% dialed in on doing whatever they can to create better visuals without giving you a lot more money, without spending a lot more money in hardware. They're doing a lot in software now. And AMD needs to try their best to follow suit. And if you can join with Sony and Sony can help you do it, by all means, I'm all for it. So you might have thought I was coming here to clown Sony about it, but this is a good thing. We need competition in this space because at the end of the day, everything's going to PC, folks. So you want GPU manufacturers fighting to for your dollar and doing that by creating better machine learning based upscaling. They're like twins. It's wild.
Look, it's Mark Cerny. I mean, Danny Carvey is the church lady.
Oh, it's Danny Carvey as Mark Cerny as the church lady.
and they actually kind of speak the same way. They have the same kind of voice. It's like, it's just crazy, isn't it?
And uses his hands the same way.
We have to check that genealogy, man. You might find there's an actual relation. It might be his first cousin or something, bro.
Oh, goodness.
Possible.
Goodness.
Hey, never know.
I couldn't resist.
Small world, right? Small world.
I couldn't resist. I had to bring it up. So yeah.
Good stuff, yeah.
Oh man.
That's what I got on that.
No, it's great, man. Thank you. I mean, this is awesome having you guys here. I'm telling you. So isn't that special? That's it.
Inflation. Isn't that special?
Oh, is it Dave? I sent another edit. Oh
my god.
Let's take a quick look and see what our buddy has sent us. Dun 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 dun. He sent a photo. I had to do a double take because it looks so much like the original photograph. That's how good he did. All right, so Farq, you're a fucking genius. That's what I'll say. Wayne's World. Wayne's World. It's excellent. Party time. Party on, Garth. Party on,
Wow.
Herman.
That's right. Exactly, man. Oh my God.
Isn't that
Can't see
scary
this
how
shit
good it
now.
looks?
Yep.
Wow. So that's supposed to be Herman and Mark.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Herman
Wow.
Holtz and Mark.
Wow.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Swing.
Shit.
Mark, you are the mad genius. I love it. I love it. Oh, thank you for sharing that, sir. Thank you so much. And yeah, there you go. And everybody's got that burned into the skull. That is spot on, man. Absolutely. So yeah, so guys, as we're getting close to kind of wrapping things up, we're gonna go back to handheld real quick. But this, we're anticipating this information to be dropped to us anytime. And I don't know when. We assume it's going to be at the beginning of the year. Could be on the 9th when this other stuff hits. We'll see. But let's look at these little images right here. So, switch to rendered leaks. What do you guys think? You think this could be legit? And with the things they're talking about, the controllers are designed with no stick drift, magnetic clip-on instead of the pull-apart ones, but more powerful system and more powerful in the dock, and maybe a few more surprises. Anybody want to jump in on this?
I don't know, man. I don't really believe it until I see it coming from Nintendo, because they're really like tight when it comes to their leaks and the things that they got in the works. How come like nobody knows what games they got coming up or nothing? Like you never hear. You always hear like Xbox or Sony PlayStation leak, but never hear Nintendo leaks. I mean, at least I don't know. I never heard any about it. So I mean, it looks great. It looks great. It looks amazing. I think the Switch, if they do it right, it could be like a good contender. Like if it has power now with Call of Duty or something, now that playing on the go is as popular as ever. So I think people are not really taking into account the Switch too, because let's keep it real. Power when it comes to gaming is becoming obsolete. Like it's not about the power anymore. It's about like being able to play the games how you want to play. So look at the Switch. It really outsold the PlayStation 2 already, right? Unless PlayStation already went back there to fix the numbers again, do the same thing they've been doing for the last decade, trying to be the most sold console. But yeah, like the Switch, we gotta really take it into account. I really hope they do a good work for the Nintendo fans, and I can't wait to see it, because I recently started playing on the Switch. Like I've never been into it. I never really played it like that, but recently it's been really like it's been a blessing to have it around so that I could play games when I'm not home, because now my schedule is different. A lot of things went down in my life, everything changed. So yeah, man, most definitely we got to check it out. I'm excited. I want to see what Nintendo does. Yeah, I mean, looking forward to it, man. Looking great. I mean, so far.
Yeah. And of course, like I said, obviously it's all rumors and speculation. Some of this is based off this kind of actually happened to the original Switch, which was the companies that are making the accessories for it. Yeah, they already have the schematics and the sides and stuff, because they want to get the jump on when the system comes out. So they want to make sure that they've got these other accessories and stuff coming out and in line, officially licensed products and all that kind of stuff to go with it. So yeah. Let's see. What does Joey have to say there? I hate that everyone is baptized in the new Switch. Damn it, PlayStation destroying console game.
Right. We're losing the flair because PlayStation people. Naming conventions are complicated for some people, I guess, but
it's because they can read. You have to make it simple like that, because they can read. Grandma's gonna get confused when the kid asked about Series S and X. Like, come on, bro. Like, remember when they ran with that narrative? Like,
yeah. Exactly.
And people are still running with that damn narrative. So it's
No,
like,
man, come on.
the world. Yeah, I mean, I would like to think the world isn't that stupid, but sometimes we see that they are. So it is what it is. But I would prefer to see them do a super switch. This spec does look like it might be the right one, though. Like you said, there's hardware guys that have a copy of the reference design for the unit. So magnetic controllers, check. Hall effects, check. And that's the Hall effects are what I'm expecting in every console going forward, right? Those are the ones that are less susceptible to stick drift. So yes, please give us those, right? Those are the better sticks. But for me, I mean, Switch sells on the name. It's Nintendo. So it's like, if they got backwards compatibility to part one, they're gonna sell straight up. There's just nothing you can do about it. And if there's any way that it even remotely upscales the current games, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Right. It's Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? So they're in their own ballpark. They got their own lane. They do their own thing, and they're gonna do it cheap. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But they are backed by NVIDIA, so they got they get the check mark right off the bat right there. Because if this thing has any form of DLSS in it, good Lord, help you.
It's a wrap.
Lord help you, yeah, because they're gonna be pushing out those 720p games, and they're gonna be upscaling real nice.
Yeah.
So, or even 1080p and upscaling them. So we know if, unlike the other guys, NVIDIA tech is proven. It works.
It really
and it works damn well. So yeah, I'm all for it. It's great,
Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah. I can't wait. It's gonna be nice. I hopefully I don't have to buy 5 this time, but we'll see.
I kind of hope I don't either. Oh goodness. Hargee, we got a couple of super chats jumped in there.
Yeah, Danny Passion Official, $2. Happy to join after streaming my Gotti on my channel. Sure.
Yeah, all right. So check out Danny Passion Official's channel. Check that out. Just do a search for that, and it'll pop up for you. And like and subscribe his channel as well.
And we got Will Broke Boy Lewis, $2. Should be the Super Nintendo Switch.
Oh my God,
SNS.
That would be dope.
Yeah,
that's a great name. Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Name it that,
we
bro.
had the Super Nintendo, right? We had that before.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like the Switch 2 is still, it's descriptive enough. People will hopefully figure it out, right? So, but yeah.
Yeah, and Joey, he likes these. Just
it should be called the Super Switch or the Advanced Switch.
No, it's super probably comes off as another generation. Advanced doesn't sound next generation enough.
Yeah,
and because of the Wii U, I think they'll just go with the 2. The Wii U kind of did prove that people are kind of stupid. So it's it was too confusing. They thought it was a peripheral. It's better to just go like either a full name change or Switch 2, right? Separate unit, right? So sorry, folks. Our generation was smarter, right? It was a nerd place.
Yeah,
so we
I like this one.
Read Super Duper Advanced Switch Pro. Hey, listen. Right, the Capcom that's the Capcom naming adventure, right?
Exactly.
Super Nintendo Deluxe EX Ultra.
Oh goodness. Hargee, your thoughts on the handheld?
It's getting to the point where the hardware is kind of ready, right? So these kind of things happen as you get closer. So it's likely what it's going to look like, or maybe off by a little bit. We're kind of getting the specs of it. But we'll see, right? Until we get confirmation, we don't know. But they're probably close. And what we get is it's a significant enough device. And like Pixel will say, like this is NVIDIA's chance to say, hey, we're relevant in this space too. And we can bring our tech, which is obviously ahead of AMD. That's just a fact, right? On the graphics side, they are ahead. And they can bring that tech and say, yeah, you guys do whatever you want over there. Yeah. You got the pisser. You're all happy with the pisser. Yeah, look at what we can do, right? And they can showcase their capabilities. So this is their chance to do it, and I think they are going to. Because remember, Nintendo took an off-the-shelf thing to make the Switch. They didn't go to NVIDIA to say, hey, let's partner and make this happen. They took an off-the-shelf APU and then said, we're just going to use it. And that's fine. but it didn't give NVIDIA a chance to say, hey, we can work with you to make this thing into something that shines. So this is their chance to do it. I think they're going to come up with something really good. We will see, right? We'll see how I'm still surprised at what they pull off on that piece of garbage hardware.
Yep.
You have to look at that. Like, that APU is so garbage. It was like years out before it even was used. It was years old, right? Before they even took it and used it. And that thing has lasted this long. And what they pull off on that thing, you're like, holy crap, they actually made this work.
It might be 15 frames per second, but
right. But it's like, hey, you can play a game on this thing.
It's
crazy what they're pulling off. So, like, now that they're dedicating the time and resources to make sure it looks as good as it can within the power, and battery budget, right, to make it all work. So, look, I'm hoping they've come up with something awesome. This is both a portable and a docked, right? So it's continuing that pattern. In docked mode, let's unlock as much power as it can within that box. It would be really cool to see what they pull off here.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see good competition come back. I think this is going to compete for the third parties, and third parties will start showing up. And when that happens, it's better for the entire industry that we have another platform that can compete against, what's dominant right now. And that way you have some potential for changes. I also don't know what they're going to add that's new. Usually Nintendo does something that kind of gives you a new flair of gameplay type or something, right? And there's rumors of stuff, but like I'm willing. I just want to see it. I want to see what they're going to do. Hopefully it's not hokey. But it's if there's some cool new mechanic, that's great. I love to see the innovation. They usually do something cool. So let's see what they pull off. So we'll see what they announce. Hopefully it is like the rumors are saying. I think the 8th or something like that of January. If that's true, oh my gosh, that first week of January is gonna be so good.
So crazy.
And on top of that, it's hardware. That's cool. The thing that we really care about is the games. I can't wait to see the games.
Exactly.
I want to see what they do with this. If they have more power, how's Mario going to look? How's Mario Kart going to look? All those games, like, what are they going to do with it? Are they going to, it was a pixel, I think we were saying, if they up-res in any way. Look, they have DLSS baked in. They could actually do it. They could pull off what Microsoft does and do it in real time up-res. Oh my gosh, it would be so cool to get all those games up-res from like the low res you have right now with Zelda. Oh my gosh, what an opportunity they have there. This would be so cool if they do everything right. Again, I'm pushing things that may not happen, right? But let's just see it. I'd love to see it at this point. Certainly for me, it's a day one buy. I'm pre-ordering the Nintendo whatever because I love the Nintendo games, especially the first party, which is what sustains them. So I'll be happy to buy the next Nintendo Switch. But yeah, just waiting for it to come out. Whatever it looks like, it's great. But we got to actually see what they're going to give us. Price point might be like $400 or $500. We don't know, right? We'll see. But hey. Look, the cool thing is in the interim with the Switch coming out, we have portables now. Steam Deck, we have Lenovo, we have ROG, like all these things are coming out now, right? So there's competition for it. So they need to prove their case, which they have with their own content, but B, they have to keep the price point in line, right? And so we'll see what they do with it. So it'll be interesting to see what they pull off.
Agreed. And of course, in the words of Shaun 786, is basically what they're going to be. I love it. Yeah.
So good.
Let's see what Joey has to say there.
Oh, sorry. There we go. Joey, as much crap people give the Switch, Luigi's Mansion 3 looks amazing. That's right. Mario Kart 8 still holds up. It does.
All the games look great. Be honest.
Yeah, and it's amazing when you even play them on a large TV that it still doesn't look like a block, right? It looks pretty good. They do a good job. So I'm amazed at what they can pull off with that old technology. Now I'm just waiting to see what they do with the new tech. I don't know if they get to DLSS 3. I know they were working on 2 because that was from the job listings. They had they were working on DLSS 2. I don't know if they moved it to 3, but if they can pull off DLSS 3 on this thing, holy crap!
Oh my God, yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely crazy for sure. And of course, in the words of Dirt Griggity,
if you like this video, please hit the like button.
Thank you, Dirt. Well, guys, I guess we pretty much just about knocked out all the subjects. There's maybe a couple topics that we didn't get to tonight, but right at the 2-hour mark, and I don't want to take up more of your time. But guys, man, this has been awesome. And yes, we are going to do a show next week. If Hargeet feels like it, he's going to join me. I'd love it to have him here. But the only one I don't do, the only night that we don't actually do a show is and that is Super Bowl Sunday. For the simple fact that nobody's going to be fucking watching a game show on Super Bowl Sunday. All right. And there may be a few people, but yeah.
Surprised.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. You're right. There'd be people. Yeah, I mean, and you know, if I could have the game on and still do a show, that'd be great. But I don't think the NFL would like that too much, so that's not going to happen. But yeah, that's probably the only night that we won't do one.
And
So
that'll definitely not happen. The NFL will go after you.
exactly. Death of a
do not
channel.
play that.
101. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, or you can't even give like you can't even call it the Super Bowl. You have to. Anyway, I like it. FARQ. I
The
will,
SB.
WEBDAVE. Thanks, FARQ.
Web9, folks. Whoever doesn't know.
Web9.
Awesome.
But yeah, we will be here
February
next week
9th.
doing the
No,
show,
no show.
and yep, and the show. It's gonna be a good show coming up, and some good stuff coming in the beginning of the year. And you know, and of course, we're waiting for the announcement for the developers direct. We know that this is 2 years in a row they did one, so I have a feeling it's something they're going to continue to do, and hopefully we'll have some more things to talk about on that next week as it goes into the new year. And you know, because if they're going to do one, they're probably going to be talking about it. Tony, thank you, sir. Plume Network, in case you guys don't get to check it out, man, he is absolutely awesome. Tony does a show every single weekday. And it's great. It covers all the video game news, all the news, man. So it's really puts a lot of work into it. Does a great job, great presentation. He's a good dude too. So Plume Gaming is what you'd search for, and he's been a guest on here before. He'll be a guest on here again in the future. He's right now a new proud papa, and he's got some baby duties he's got to do. But we always appreciate when he jumps in here and says hi to us in the chat. So Plume, shout out to you, buddy. So we're gonna go around the horn. Demo, buddy, thank you so much. Demoflow Gaming. Demo, thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope you had as much fun as we enjoyed having you here, man. Thank you so much for being here. Tell everybody where they can find you, where they reach out to you, and what shows you're on, everything.
Oh man, thank you, Dave. Thank you for having me. Thank you, the whole panel, the chat. You know, y'all been amazing. I've been reading down there all the comments, all the conversation. Demoflow Gaming, you can find me every Friday at 11 a.m. in the morning Eastern time. On the Demoflow Gaming Show. I'm over there with Power Boss and Arcangel Nexus. Y'all can follow me over there. On Twitter, Demoflow Gaming too. Instagram, same thing. Chico Catch on Instagram and on Twitter, and also on TikTok now. I've been uploading a little bit more on TikTok. TikTok is crazy, yo. Y'all need to go ahead and start doing shit on TikTok because like people are getting paid, and I want that shit. Yeah. People are getting paid crazy money for talking stupid shit, man. Hey, I'm just saying. So go ahead and follow me over there. I'm everywhere, always talking that shit, spanking some ponies. You already know the deal with Simone and Doodle and Hargeet on Friday nights too. At the night shift. That's where you can find me. You know, maybe some other time here in WEBDAVE. If you'd love to have me, I would love to come over here and hang out and talk more to you guys and chill out with you.
Yeah, dude, we'd love to have you back again. I thought Alex, you did a great job, and we appreciate your time tonight. So thank you so much for joining us, man. We kind of back and forth trying to see if we get it to work out, and we were able to do it. And I was so glad to have you on. So thank you very much, man. We appreciate you. And of course, like I said before, the legend, and I'm going to call him that, whether he likes it or not. Pixelbit G. He's been a returning guest for us, and he's a great member of the community. We love hearing your viewpoint and what you have to say about gaming and everything. So please tell everybody where they can reach out to you and where you like to lurk and hang out.
Well, you can find me on X every now and again, slandering somebody's name probably. I'll be on 1-8 Dragons show a little bit more this year as well.
Nice,
time permitting. So you'll see me a little bit more on these chats. I just want to give a quick shout out to Everborn Saga. Yes. This is the panel behind me, right? This is Everborn Saga. That's me right there. It's me right there. But go to Everborn's site, man. Buy his comic, man. This is the series is pretty dope. Y'all want to check that out. And I think a happy birthday to Keasante, because I think his is like 2 days. So, shout out to that dude. But shout out to you, WebDave, man. I appreciate you. And what I'm saying, asked me to come on. So, whenever I have time, I'm happy to join you guys. And as always, Hargeet, the man is ever lurking. The dude is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So always a pleasure to be on the show with you, man. I love your opinions on these things, man. So good show, guys. Then let's see what Mr. Ronald has to say in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good. Again, thank you so much for being here, man. It is awesome. And like I said, I love the artwork that behind you. Are you one of the characters in his graphic novel? Is that right? Is that
Yeah. And Hargeet will be joining us will be joining me in the next series. So yeah, it's kind of awesome. Community
awesome.
members supporting other community members. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of cool, man.
It's very cool. It's very cool. And that's, like I said, I put that image in the thumbnail too. It looked really good. So fantastic. Hargeet, please tell everybody where they can find you, where they can reach out to you on Discord.
Nothing.
Discord. They can find you on Discord.
You cannot find the man.
Yeah, I mean, first, thanks for being on Demo and Pixelbit. It was great having you guys on, and let's see if I can play something interesting for our next major event, which is New Year's. Let's see if I can throw something on here. Let's see.
Go for it.
Yeah, and YouTube and paste, and let's see if this works. I don't know if it'll work or not, but we'll see. I'll get myself out of it, but there you go. We have some nice fireworks going on in the background. But yeah, so Happy New Year, everyone. We'll see you next year now on the next show. Hopefully everybody has a great New Year, and I hope your New Year's Day is also fun. But yeah, so we'll hopefully have a lot of fun with what comes in 2025. It already looks like it's going to start great. So we'll see what the next show, it'll probably not be a lot, right? But the show after that will probably be pretty crazy with all the announcements at CES. And so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's been an interesting year. We certainly had some ups and downs all over the place. I want to say Xbox died about 180 times. Is that about right? 180 times maybe. Xbox died, and but
that might be an undercount. But go ahead. Yeah,
I think we need to have a site that has the counter for how many times Xbox has died, and yet somehow it's still here.
So
but
true.
That's just the way it is. Xbox will continue to keep dying and somehow resurrect themselves. As we move along. But yeah, if you want to find me, you'll see me here, of course, but we will reconvene, I'm sure, for our next show with Boom after the New Year's is done. But the next show I'll probably be on will be with C-Money, Doodle, and Demo on night shifts, because again, we're in the holiday season, so time gaming is still not going to be happening next year, this coming week, because well, it's New Year's Day, so we will be off. But yeah, we'll do that Friday night, 8 p.m. US Eastern Time on Point for Gamers. WebDave we'll get back together. I think we're on. I'll validate with Fonz, but we might not be on this next Saturday, or we are. I'll catch that up with you guys, but check Fonz will probably put it out there as far as Twitter and all that. But we might be on 6 p.m. on Saturday. But if not, then we'll see you next year for that as well. But yeah, so we'll be on next week. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, of course, YouTube, Hargeet Chani 1. You want to buy my book and the merch, shop.chani.us. Pick up my book Emergence if you like. And we'll see you next year.
There you go, buddy. Thank you so much. And Casey, that's awesome to put that up there. And a good point. Don't drink and drive. And the last little bit I'll say is that if just like at 911, there is a 988 for suicide and crisis lifeline prevention. And if you need help with somebody to talk to, our DMs are open. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you just need to talk, and I know what it's like, man. been there, done that. I'm an old guy, and so I get it. Been through a lot of things in my life, but it's always good. Sometimes you can get in a place, and with the holidays, sometimes that can be. But you're more than welcome to reach out, or if you need to, like I said, it's on any phone. It's 988 is the crisis line lifeline number, and that's available all over the United States. So check that out if you need it. Don't hesitate. Don't feel like it. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. So because you won't get it if you don't ask. So there you go. Anyway, enough on the soapbox. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget, we are going to be here next week. And don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the content. We are on the road to 4K. I am digging it. And as we say, Hargeet, again, thank you so much for being here, and thank you everybody for joining us here on the Gamers Council.
Game over.